Okay, let's confirm we're on 10:15. Yay. Okay, let's enable the log. And watch that replay. One casualty. Oh, rifle section retreating. So there's a possibility they may have left that position. Don't. No, okay, that was in the north, I think. Let's have get suppression and formation leaders first. See if any of those guys are. Yeah, like this one. Will he rally? Yes, he will. Yay. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad actually, considering that. I was expecting that he would actually not survive that. But actually, one of the things is because the suppression rises faster for the Germans, it actually means that most of the time they'll pull back and survive. Notice it most of the time, but it doesn't feel like that though. That's the thing. It always feels like they're running away more than than they should be. But actually, but pulling back is a survival thing. I mean, it does mean that they're trying to get out of enemy line of sight. But that's difficult. The way the game is designed, that actually doesn't work that well. In a lot of cases, and that's why they smoke. That's why the SSI designed it so that units throw up smoke for no apparent reason whatsoever, because that's how they prevent line of sight. But if they line of sight of, if they surround of enemies, that doesn't work. So, so most of the time it feels like, well, that was pointless. I think that was the only thing they got fired at. Yeah, more useless stuff in the south. Really made some terrible choices for the Germans in this. Well, I'm making really crappy choices for the Germans at 1,000 points anyway, so there hasn't been a battle where I didn't say that. It's an ongoing problem. Okay, so let's check everybody. Okay, now he's retreating. He's taken 3 casualties. He's still got 7 men left. That's fine. We'll rally. Okay, yeah. See now, because he pulled back, that actually helps him rally now, because his suppression wasn't that high, right? If you stand there, just take it on the chin, your suppression keeps going up and up and up and up and up, and eventually, you're at 40 suppression or higher, or even 70 or 80, depending on what nation you are, what nation it is. It could be really bad like that. So it actually benefits the Germans that they run away, even though it makes them look really wimpy in the game. And the enhanced mod is even worse, from what my understanding is, because they tweaked it. They tweaked it so that Germans would run away. The suppression would go up much faster than others. Well, not much faster, but noticeably faster than most other nations, except for the ones that have a more noticeable tradition of running away very, very quickly. That's the best way to get units to run away, is to have the suppression go up very fast. Germans are not that bad. I mean, there's other nations, like in the game the Soviets break very easily, very, very easily. So Germans are nowhere near that bad, but the British, not as much. The British will hang in there a little bit longer, but they take a lot more casualties because of it. So okay, so suppression 11, we'll leave it at that for the moment. And while I get on with checking suppression instead of red. Going on about stuff. I don't know, do we make a mad charge across the hill? I don't think so, to be honest. Just not up for it. Might try to take some more victory X's, but don't know. Okay, well, maybe not. Okay, the British are setting up for a final 10 attempt to retake the victory X's with some fast-moving units. Not much I can do about it because I've been moving the units into cover. And the only unit I have is quite weak, and I could move. I was going to use him to take one and then leave him there to see if that would tempt them back. But the thing is, if he gets seen, then they'll shoot at him first. So I don't know. I don't know. I doubt it would work though. Yeah, and leaving them on the road is probably not the best plan. Although I don't know. I don't know. Okay, he's already been rallied. No suppression there. Oh wow. Okay, so the tanks are here too. Fuck. I don't think we can. Well. I don't know. Now that occurs to me of another possibility is if I was using engineers to move up there, I probably could just mine and kept them in positions of mine the X's rather than trying to defend them, which is really what the British should have done. But I think they were disadvantaged by the fact that the engineers were moving up on foot and then couldn't get there in time. So, but the Germans had the same problem. 1,000 points it's really quite difficult for the Germans, I think. I don't know of any other nation that is quite that difficult. I think for the beginner, I've reached a point as a beginner play-by-email player. I've pretty much reached the point where I seriously doubt the Germans are a good choice for the beginner. The advantage of them is that they get to face a lot of different nations, and so it's in that respect it's easy to find somebody. Assuming the opponent is willing to play a lot of different. I mean, because the opponent would prefer to play a lot of different nations, obviously. So switching it around. If they were playing, my opponent was playing the Germans, he'd be getting a little bit bored because that's not quite as interesting as what he's been getting right now. I've been struggling with the Germans. That's no doubt about it. I think but I'm not. I think I've struggled with any nation. It's not just German. So, but they are a little bit harder to play in the enhanced mod. I don't know in the stock game. I'll have to try some stuff in the stock game and see if there's any difference. Don't know when that'll be though, as its streaming is winding down and the game playing is winding down, and got to get on with packing and stuff for getting ready for the move. So that's priority off for the rest of the week. One more stream tomorrow and that's it. Honestly, I don't know when I'll be back. I don't actually see anything else around there, so not sure what we can do here. We managed to actually disperse one infantry squad in the previous turn, which is more my luck than anything else. So far he hasn't been shot at, so I'm guessing he hasn't been spotted. Should remember to look around with him because he may have seen something. but he's just a tank crew. He's not really a recon unit, so his ability to spot things is quite lower. And it really depends on his experience more as well. Yeah, check that. Okay, well, let's see what we can see. Obviously we can see the vehicle, but those are easy to spot. Nope. Main carrier into tank. So that's the reason the tank can't move up. Now this tank is quite weak, shall we say? I was going to use a different term, but that's not. Yeah, so this tank has no main gun and no, like he's got turret damage, so actually he's taken 4 systems damage. I think actually he probably lost 2 men when the turret was damaged as well. I can't remember if the Germans ran these with 4 men. I think the Germans used 4 men in them. This was very, very cramped in the early war tanks. This tank was actually designed for 3 men, if I remember correctly, by the Germans. And so what the commander was the gunner as well. And so when the other nations used it in the 3-man configuration, it was quite less effective. Not a great tank, but still. So the Germans put 4 men in it, but that reduced the amount of ammo it was carrying, because there's only so much room. You can't just put another man in a cramped vehicle like that. So yeah, he can't really take that on, and that's why he's hiding. I mean, he's been useful. He's only got a barrel-mounted machine gun, which has actually proved surprisingly useful. But now they've got that covered. We can't actually. There's no way to move up because they can hit that hex and they can hit that hex, I think. But if they couldn't, then I couldn't hit anything anyway. So that's well, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I have to move something into that position to be able to see. So I'm actually move him up to there. And if he's still in line of sight, then we might move him back to there. Does involve some risk though. So he must move 2 hexes. And it's the last turn, so why bother? Might be more tempted to move him out that way. His experience is 67, it's not terrible, but I don't think he'd spot. I think these guys would probably have a better chance of spotting anything if they were moving a little faster. Okay, we don't see anything except for the tank. That's not helpful. Obviously, because these guys are back in the orchard here, they don't line of sight. It's only 1 hex. Nothing to see. Nothing to see here. Move along. We would move along if there weren't any enemies about. So we might consider moving back to that position. I don't know. It rarely works 2 times in a row, but of course that's against an experienced opponent. Against myself, it might work. I don't know. Honestly, I actually can't remember what I did in the previous turn, so it probably will work. So I'm realizing if I'm going to do these solo games, I can't play them 1 turn, each player turn back to back. It's just a little bit harder to ignore what you did a little while ago, a few minutes ago. So I think I'm fairly certain some of my choices could have been different if I had played each player turn on a separate day. Well, when and if I come back, I'm gonna figure out if I can make that work better. They're still routed. Wow. Okay. Somebody can see that. I'm not sure who. I think he's the one who put the whammy on him. Yeah, let's see. I don't think I can accomplish much here, but we've managed to hold the prevent the British from taking this high ground, but for what that's worth. I mean, that's more of a tactical thing. If I'd let them take the high ground, then they would be the ones firing at me from this position. But of course, I didn't get to do anything because basically we had two forces battling over that. It was useful from the British point of view because, I mean, these guys couldn't do anything from the high ground. So taking it didn't really help. But then again, having let the enemy have it would have been difficult because they would be firing at this position from back there for sure. So on the other hand, I would have had another platoon up somewhere else. Although in the middle of the map, I don't know one more platoon would have helped. Okay, we can see that. We only see the one, but that's not helpful because we got no anti-tank capability at that range. And it's now in a rocky hex, and these vehicles get the same cover from it. So, and firing at it probably will opportunity fire back. So, which is unusual for a vehicle. Not entirely sure they managed to do that. I think it's to do with the fact that it has a mortar in it. It has a mortar in it, but it never gets any ammo. At some point I'm gonna have to ask about that. So, that position's like given away. They may not. It's hard to know. It's really hard to know what. Because my scouts are in shitty positions now. Okay, so one possibility is to move scouts forward again. Don't really want to do that. But scouts gotta do what scouts gotta do, so. Well, thanks to them, we know a lot of things are, but because of the smoke, useful information is lacking about this side. They could be moving right up here. Yep. Okay. Nope. Smoke is still too thick. The smoke did not clear very quickly in this battle. It took about, because it was smoke deployed in the first or second turn, and then I think it took about maybe well, no, less than that, 5 turns for it to clear enough. And the smoke was deployed in turn 10, so that sounds about right. By turn 10 or 11, it was taking more than 5 turns to get and for the first smoke, it was deployed early. By turn 8 or 9, it was definitely thinning out a bit. So you're looking at like 7 or 8 turns to get the smoke cleared away, which is pretty slow. And that's why it's not been. Anytime somebody puts up smoke, we're back to square one and not being able to figure out where anybody is. I've allowed myself a little bit of leeway with how much smoke I could use. Next time I might not do that. Just gotta figure. It's best to figure out how to do stuff without smoke. Relying on smoke is not a good thing. You actually can't see anybody from behind that smoke. Well, sometimes when units retreat, they put up smoke. I'm not sure how that works. mean, why they said they do it sometimes and not other times. There's probably a reason for it, but it's one of those mysteries. I can see one enemy, but not sure who it is. It's not him. No, it must be him. See, I don't think he has line of sight to this side. Well, he does actually. But he can't, that's not what he's seeing. Fairly certain of it. Yeah. So it's just the one enemy. Because his weapons are turned off, so you don't actually get a target on him. Well, smoke's inconvenient. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I mean, he's... The whole point was to move forward here. But we're so close to the enemy that it moving around in the open like that is just not proving well, not working out very well for both sides. And that, I just realized that smoke's compromised my machine gun positions. Yeah. I just remembered that, because I noted that when I was playing the other side, but I actually forgotten. I can still see up to that side, but nothing here, so... Well, that's not too bad. I mean, we're still covering those positions if they decide to move up. That would be a bit... Actually, wouldn't be, considering they do have enough firepower up here. Let's look around. I mean, you can still see 7 enemies despite that smoke, so that position's not that bad. 25%. Nope. I'm not doing that. Okay, well, okay, this is not going. Uh-oh. Okay, so we can be seen from them. Yeah. That means if he moves... If he moves there, there may be a chance that he actually will be seen by other units here. Yeah, the smoke's thinning. So the British actually may have a slight advantage in their turn because what to do? Wish I could say, but don't know what I'm going to do there. Okay, so we've looked around on the side, so the only thing first thing I'm going to try is move back here to see if we can figure something out. see the one enemy. And it didn't opportunity fire again. Now, if I can put some suppression on that, the tank may, it might, if I can put enough suppression on it, because just a little bit isn't going to help, then it could go move out and actually fire its machine guns at it. There's always a chance. Machine guns can do stuff. The bullets bouncing around. It's an open-top vehicle. Yeah, it's all. Well, the game takes a lot of those factors into account, just like it was in real life. Now, I mean, it's not realistic. You know, let's not kid ourselves, but it does take these factors into account as to whether. So if you get a hit with a machine gun, yeah, there's a small chance a bullet may have bounced around and hit some ammo thing, or you usually will see things like critical hits and so on when, and that's an indicator that there was a chance of something happening, but it didn't. Um, so even tanks, I mean, had vulnerable spots. I think the early Stugs had visor the front the driver's visor was a bullet trap. And it could trap a ricochet and allow it to enter into the tank. How they found that out, I don't know. I guess maybe they tested it or something. Or some driver died by a bullet shot, and that's that would have been the clue they needed to test it, because otherwise they wouldn't have tested it just by accident, or let's see, this visor is well designed, kind of thing. Because there's a possibility of the years to move him back, because otherwise he'll be in the way. Now, I don't know how much these hurt that unit, so we may not bother finding out. Can only do one thing with the amount of stuff I've got available here. Yeah, the question is, can I put enough suppression on it? I doubt that. I actually doubt that. So I'd be wasting quite a lot of points if I mean, that's 51 points. I've already lost one tank, so the damage on it doesn't count. It counts as it does count against you, but it only counts as 1 point. So each of these, this is 4 points here that I've lost, as opposed to losing the entire tank of 51 points. So, frankly, I'd rather not do this. There's no point. If there was some infantry around, that would be much more useful, but... So, the only way I can learn that is by pushing these guys forward and seeing if something shoots at them. I'm more interested in infantry than that, actually. Because it hasn't moved forward. It's 2 miles an hour, so that means it's moved 2 hexes. Okay, so it did move. Probably looking around to see if it can get a shot somewhere over it's down this side, maybe. Because I wouldn't be able to see into here. Actually, if it moved... Actually, if it moved there, it would get a shot. Or there. Or even there. Now, unfortunately, these guys haven't spotted the mines, which I know are there, but can't do anything about it. So now the reason I got suspicious about there being mines is that there's engineers that year that were actually dug in, indicating that they'd been in that position for several turns. Yeah, I don't think I'm going anywhere with. All right, I'm gonna have to move something else forward yet and find out. Now, these are much worse. So he's gonna take a hit for sure. Nope, he's not. Okay, we're just not seeing anything here. Okay, we're not seeing enemy units at all. So the option left is to tempt them to firing at something a little bit more obvious, but actually, well, these are pretty obvious because these are recon units, but they're size 1, so they're much easier to spot than this one, which is only size 0. But it's very peculiar that they haven't actually done anything. So we've got 2 more recon out there. Pull him back. Moving forward. Okay, there's nothing there. I am tempted to take a few shots at it, see if that provokes anything. But that probably will result in casualties, so... and we're throwing away 20 points here, so... 30 for the leader. Because, as I've said, I mean, we have a tiny chance of actually getting... getting some result, firing machine guns and rifles at it. Best possible, the easiest result is suppression. I mean, if assuming we can get hits on it, but I doubt there's no infantry around. It's like, okay, we're just not seeing them. Nope. Okay, well, let's try it. Okay, well, we kicked off the passenger. Actually, that means we actually got a hit. Now that information that flashed up on the screen is actually in the log. So actually get to see how effective that was. That had no effect. Didn't even get past the point where it was it was calculating any sort of meaningful result. Okay, but we managed to knock the actual scout off, which is actually not a bad target. Because that's a lot easier to kill, right? Now, he's used up all his movement. Fuck. Okay, so he's stuck there. Which is not what I wanted. Ah, well. My enthusiasm got the better of me. Nope. Oh, that 40%. I wonder what that actually turned into. It actually was 40%. The log shows you the actual chance of hitting. Like the modified. You know, that was actually pretty good, and he still missed. And no opportunity fires coming up here. That's really weird. Well, since he's stuck here... Nope. Now they have the option of moving back. Maybe we can cause a bit of confusion in the some opportunity fire react casualties. More likely they will be the ones taking casualties. So. I have to carefully consider my ranges here, what we can see. Because right now its range is set to 5. Okay, well, unfortunately I wasn't paying attention to how much movement he had, and that was it. He only had, he didn't have enough to actually move forward and do something useful. Oh, well, is my famous phrase. We might as well attempt to take some more victory X's here. There's that position. They're not dug in, so they haven't moved. They've moved fairly recently. And nothing opportunity fired. I somehow doubt that. Well, so we're gonna take a chance and put him here after the recon have moved. There, so he has a good line of sight. It's not gonna help that much. Well, the goal was to move these guys around the hill. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. Um, whoops. Ah, it's not helpful. There's a bit of smoke here, so maybe we... Okay, we still have line of sight. Not sure that's helpful. I'm gonna put him here. Nothing opportunity fired. Not seeing anything. Damn. Oh, damn it. Not helpful. Haven't learned anything new. Okay, the Kugelwagen should probably move back. Yeah. Might even move him all the way back to the slope, but So if he moves, if anything moves into this hex here, we line of sight of that. Actually, maybe, well, there's smoke in there now, so it actually might make a difference. Do I want to try it? Do I want to try it? No, let's move. No, we could put him up there. Damn, I should have given him a target. I should have given the British a target. And not much was accomplished. I didn't learn anything new at all. Okay, so one possibility is that if I move something into here, we can actually fire at that. Whether that's useful or not is debatable. Did not opportune fire. sure what that means. I thought it would actually. Oh, he's still pinned. Let's see if I can rally him. It'd be nice if we could get to the retreat. Or we could just miss by by so much. Wow. Okay. So looking at the log. So okay, the rifles were the rifles fired at the car 98K fired at 39%. The LMG fired at 52%, and they still missed. Okay, I'm guessing. I thought the log showed you the unmodified chance of hit, but I think it does not. It was originally 42%. It was originally 40%. Now it's 66. Nobody fired at us, so that's a good sign. Ooh, a rear hit. No effect. So its angle is kind of helpful here. Yeah, it's got the same armor all the way around. The thing is, it's an open-top vehicle. That's probably the main thing here. That's the main thing. So a lucky shot could get us what we need. But these guys have no chance, really. They move. Button now. Okay, that was weird. Okay, but now I don't think that increased his chances by much. Okay, well, we're putting suppression on, but that's all. Okay, his chance of hitting it went way down. We have shots left. Don't see any enemy units around. Our line of sight's really good here. So if they move forward, we actually have a good chance of hitting them. So we do want to actually suppress the ring carrier because it seems to be on its own now. just to avoid the possibility that that infantry will move up to support it, and then it gets, or rather, it fires at these units to put suppression on them, and then the infantry will move up to clean up after it. Now, if I was one hex closer, it's the same as in the play by email. You know, just being there would have helped because I could have moved up and got an adjacent, tried an assault. But no. Okay, well, I'm running out of shots here. Guy's getting a special op fire now. And it's gone down because he's now suppressed. Yeah. Well, we've put a bit of suppression on it, but that's about it. I don't think I can do anything else now. Now the fact that the fact that it fired means it doesn't it doesn't change the fact it's in cover. So it's in good cover, and that's partly why we're struggling to get any result on it. Now, suppression is all I could do, I think. Can these guys rally? Yes, they can. I definitely should rally them before. We should turn on their tank mines now. Just in case it does something foolish, like moves up close to us. I highly doubt that's gonna happen, but for some reason these tank mines are already on. No, that's grenades. Okay, well. Trying to decide whether to actually fire that again. It's not getting special off fires, and that's always a problem. None of these guys actually have a good chance now. 24%, 42%. He's still actually pretty good. Yeah, well, actually he's fired at it the most. That's why his percentage is pretty high. But I think I'm gonna leave it. Gonna rally them one more time if I can. No point in rallying him. Yeah. Okay. Well, don't know how much suppression we managed to put on it, but it hopefully hinders it a bit in the final turn for the British. Okay, we still can't see anything past that point. Okay, so this, see, if anything moves up here, they will not be covered by, there won't be any covering fire from behind them. Not helpful. See, this is where smoke is not a good thing. I think I've adequately demonstrated that. I've overused it in this battle. That's really what it is. I mainly used it to compensate for the fact that I made really bad choices for really for both sides actually. Should have taken some more mobile forces for both sides on the side. Looking at how my opponent did it in the play by email, he took a lot of brain carriers, and that's probably what I should have used here. They would have been able to defend this area fairly well, except against the tanks, of course. But then having my tanks move up would have, well, having the British could have moved up their tanks, and it would have compensated for it. one one side would have lost tanks anyway, and unfortunately that was the Germans. Like, I'm gonna have to leave them there. The smoke will clear a little bit again by the end of that turn. So I'm actually just gonna move him forward there. Line of sight of that. Not too worried about that. It's doubtful it would spot it by itself. We haven't seen any infantry around it, so I'm gonna put him here. This is a bit stupid, but what the hell? Now, if it moves in, we'll make sure that these tank mines are enabled. We may get a chance to take that back to destroy it when it moves in. Doesn't mean we lose the victory X, because you can't take that back again. Unfortunately, nobody else can do anything, but I might enable the tank mines anyway. Just in case some opportunity comes up. Yeah, unfortunately, because of my choices of units, this battle has not been very interesting. Well, definitely for me. I mean, I can tell my interest in the battle has not been that great. Just kind of getting through each turn, trying to figure out what things to do, finding a few things here and there, and using an opportunity to experiment, which is not always working out. Right. Well, now I can see that. I think no, not from there. That one I can see, but he's in line of sight of the tanks. So we could shoot at it and put some suppression on it. It's loaded. Okay, it's got passengers, so that might not be as effective. But these guys definitely will not. I don't think the chance of hitting would be actually worth it. 20%. Yeah, it's not worth the trouble. 1%. I don't think it's worth the trouble. That looks like a high number, but when you look at the range, probably not. The LMG's got a small chance of hitting it. That is probably the chance with the LMG. If I'm guessing, if I have to guess, we can actually look. We actually try turn those off. Let's see what we get. Yep, stays the same. The LMG has the best chance of getting a hit on that. So if I set this a target and fire only the LMG. Did it actually go at 30? Yes, it actually went at 30. It's actually 31% of the log. So yeah, the log is just showing you the same chance. It's not showing you the modified chance. I think if you actually get a hit, it shows you the modified chance. Oh wait, that last hit was actually in the north. Oh wow, okay. Wait a second. We actually did damage to that. Oh no, we didn't. Because the chance of hitting with the LMG was 97%. Yeah, this is definitely unmodified chance of hitting, which explains why it actually hit, because after the modifiers were applied, it was still good enough. And it actually hit, but it hit, there was but it was a suspension hit, but it was an ineffective suspension hit. That is the things I'm reading is the same stuff that flashes up on the screen. If I adjust the timing on that, it may actually come up. It may be visible on the stream. And now that some of the timing bugs are fixed, it may actually be worthwhile playing with that. But I'm not going to do that here. Lots of downtime coming up, so I'll mess with that. Assuming nothing else, guys. Assuming the worst case is I can't stream anymore. All right. It actually is a track hit here, which I guess is the same thing. I missed that actually. I mean, I missed that it said that in the log here. Yeah, track hit. Well, no, it just tells you year, but it doesn't tell you if anything meaningful came up. Yeah, it doesn't tell you the details in this log here. So yeah, if the flashing if the things that's flashing up here was this a little bit slower, then I'd probably be able to read it. But I've got it set so that it's fairly quick, because otherwise it slows the whole game down, right? But now that the timing bugs have been fixed a little bit, or some of them at least, it may actually be worth trying something so that I actually can read that shit. I think that's it. I don't see any point in trying to go over the hill as go over. What was this? What's the expression from World War One? Going over the top. I don't see any point in going over the top. I know what's on the other side of this. I mean, I don't have to know what's on the other side of this. I have spotted engineer units back here. The platoon that was in this area hasn't been seen in a while, so we can assume that it's probably camped out in this area. Because I have not been able to get anything into a position that can see it right. I've tried, but it just didn't work out. So. So we've got a heavy MG over here, which is not really, yeah, nothing favorable here. Now this is the last chance to use these guys. So let's see what we got. 12%, 9%, 9%. Well, he's routed, so he's gonna run away anyway. There's a chance to do some more casualties on him, but now that's a bit tempting. And it's too late for him to drop artillery on those positions unless they've been targeted already. Well, he would have had to fire at them at least one time, and I would have noticed that. So obviously, it's not been targeted. Yeah, because if you fire the hex that you just fired at previously with the artillery, then you get a much faster response from them. So that is a little bit of a hint, because they don't have to adjust the guns, and which takes time. So you get that extra. They use that extra time to fire sooner. Yeah, let's see. Maybe we can get lucky here. Oh, maybe we won't. Nah, I don't know. Do I want to fire again? I might as well, actually. (26, 11, 5). What else can we hit? Yeah, we're not gonna bother with those. It's only 2%. Okay, well, we got the patrol off. If that actually... No, that wouldn't have caused any damage because Yeah, no effect. If it was actually going to cause damage, then probably, well, the attack's redirected at the successful hit is redirected at the passenger anyway, so. Ooh, suspension damage. Ineffective suspension hit. Damn it. Nope. Nope, not getting anywhere. Why is that showing that one? Yeah, well, that's done. Wait, put some suppression on him. Yeah, a little bit. And the Ricky Patrol's pinned as well. So they may lose sight of them. Actually, I should have done that before I moved them. Damn it. Yeah, this is no. There's a lot of units back here. And moving over will probably result in a lot of opportunity fires being taken. Yeah, if I'd played this better, then I might have had some chance here. But yeah, it starts with poor unit choices, really. And for the inexperienced play-by-mail player, this is the problem. That's why I'm playing the solo games, is trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong. But it's just the first attempt at it, so at the solo game. So I haven't really learned anything at that yet. I think that's it. Can't see. I don't have any artillery left. I'm pretty sure nope, we're out there. Yeah, okay, we got a few. I can use them one last time. They'll arrive at the end of the enemy turn. That's out. That is out. Yeah, so we got a few rounds left. I don't know. Okay, well, no, we have a target here. That's useful. He's moving around. He's moving around. Ricky team is pinned, so we might actually be able to do something with that. They moved the last turn. They have moved in a while, so that's probably the best bet. And he's in contact. Yes, he is. Cause that would have been quite annoying. Well, since we spotted that one, let's see what we got in here. 11. Yep, might as well hit him with that one. We do actually have some smokes in places, but it'll arrive too late to be useful, and I think I've overused smoke on this battle already, so... yeah, here's a possibility. Okay, here's some... We have 7 rounds there. 7. Okay, well, what I can do is I can target that hex there. I can assume that he will move up to take those back. That's why I'm gonna expect them to do. I'm talking about myself in the third person. It's usually a bad sign, you know, but okay. just work with me here. Let's see, 11 on that one. Depending what moves up, we may get lucky. I can't think of anything else that might be an interesting effect. Let's see. I don't know. It's kind of weird. The likelihood of actually causing damage to it is quite small, especially if it's moving very fast. So if it was standing still, then it would probably be more effective. Has that machine gun moved? Obviously not, because it's... Okay, well, we have another target then. Yeah, okay. We'll hit it. Again, it's too late. By the time the mortars arrive, that would be... so we'll hit that one. And because this ring carrier is going to be a nuisance, I don't know. Can't be sure this one's going to be there. Yeah, if this gun, if this one decides to open up on this infantry, then it's game over. They won't opportunity fire back, unfortunately. That's because it's a vehicle. So, and it's an armored vehicle, so they won't fire it because they don't think they can hurt it. Some more possibilities. That one. Well, he's in good cover. Okay, well, we'll try that and see how it works out. At least I get to see in the solo game, I get to see player 2. What happens in that side of the battle on the last turn, because in the normal play-by email, you don't get to see that, which is kind of annoying. I'm going to turn those on. And actually, I think it'll assault anyway if something shows up. I do need to set his range longer though. Okay, well, we might as well set ranges now and then deal with that as we go along. Okay, in there. I think range 3 is sufficient for these guys. Like I said, they won't opportunity fire back at an armored vehicle because, and during opportunity fire, the computer control says, "Hey, we can't hurt that, so don't bother." So actually hitting that is probably a good thing, but I only have so many tubes that have ammo left, and I can't hit everything. And this one's in pretty good cover, so the chance of getting a hit on it is pretty slim. It's quite suppressed though, having actually taken hits that came close to damaging it. So maybe it'll actually retreat. We can hope, or not be recoverable and not be available to the enemy in the next turn. Right. So we'll leave it range 3. No, if we set that back to 3, they should not fire at that. Even if they were tempted to do that, let's not have them do that. Okay, so tank mines are on. Range is set to 3. I'm actually going to set range to 1. So it'll only attack when it enters that hex there. We'll do that at 3. Set that to 0. I'm just gonna set that to 1. So if something moves in to take this hex back, then it gets assaulted by both of these, and then gets killed by these tanks. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things just to try. Like I said, the solo game, the purpose of the solo game is for experimentation. This one has not worked out that well because I blew it on right from the very beginning. In fact, I blew it when I first looked at the map. I saw 90. I thought, oh, those aren't worth fighting over, and that's bullshit because they are. You know, anything above any points above 50 is probably worth fighting over, because that you're getting into point levels where it would recover points from losses taken, right? If it was 10 or 20 points, no, it's not worth it. Even 30 points maybe is not worth it. But 30 points is, again, you're getting into territory of units recovering points for units. So, but definitely at 10 points, probably not. So I misread the map. So that was a huge mistake, and I've been playing with the assumption that, oh well, we're not going to really fight over these X's, and that's stupid. That's why the battle got really weird, because I should have been fighting a lot harder over those. And I should have planned for it, right? But it's a learning experience. We'll use that excuse. Now, I actually want to keep these ranges long enough, but I'm going to keep them longer than normal. But I'm also going to cover to here. I can actually see that hex there. It's actually 7. So set as 7. Set range to 7. Set range to 6. Okay, moving on. The range a little longer in case it does something weird in the last turn. Now, the tank will fire. It's well, it might not. It might not. That's the problem. It's the weapon that survived is the bow-mounted machine gun. And tanks don't always opportunity fire that. In fact, they probably won't. So, would be nice if it did, but you don't have any control of during opportunity fire. So, what can you do? Alright, let's end a turn. And that was it. Okay.